we will look at the principles that we say every day. You notice that 6 of the principles are I affirm, and 3 are I believe. So we're always affirming, like when we do affirmations, we affirm that it's going to happen or it's going to reside within our being. And belief, we believe it, we have it within our vibration. And if you ask people, what do you believe in infinite intelligence? And probably in this audience, I'd probably get a few different answers about what you believe infinite intelligence is. What you believe. If I believe like my father when I was a kid, he believed that God lived somewhere in New York in a little house and we all went there to visit. So that's what the belief, his belief was, that God was somewhere else, not here. And then I always believed in my life that Spirit was always around me, always near me. And everything that I do, everything that I accomplish in my life is part of the divine within me. And when I used to visit my grandmother up in Somerville, Georgia, she was a Native American, and every time we'd go up there, she would make us medicine bags. And we should make them hang down right above our heart chakra. And she'd just hand us the medicine bag and say, you go out and find whatever you need to put in the bag. And us kids, we'd run out to the woods and we'd find whatever we needed to put in that bag. And we'd bring it back, and she'd look at it, and she'd bless it, and she'd put it back in the bag, and she'd seal it, and she'd give it to us. And those are your blessings that you found. And if we believe in our lives that all of us have our own little personal medicine bag that hangs here, that is here, and we, through our lives, propel things within that bag. We load it. We put things that we want, that we deserve, that we think we deserve. We do all this stuff. We place it in that bag. But sometimes we place things in that bag that really don't have any meaning for us. It just doesn't, we just put it there because we believe that that is something that we deserve. And every once in a while we should try to empty the bag. Freshen up the bag. Get rid of what's in there. Because sometimes we attract things in our vibration. Because my father used to always tell me, everybody falls short of the glory of God. But the question is we don't fall short of the glory of God. We don't believe that we deserve the glory of God. That's what happens, is we believe that we don't deserve it. Like something's happened in our lives, oh my God, oh my God. And I hear that a lot. People go, oh, I'm always on. Really? You have to realize that you deserve it. You deserve to be prosperous. You deserve to be healthy. You deserve this. You have that within your vibration, within your being, to make that happen. And sometimes we don't believe that. We go, no, it's not what my family tree is. Oh, I'm going to do this. And we get bad news. And then we feed on the bad news. We feed on that vibration, and we allow it to reside within that heart chakra, within that medicine bag. So we have to realize we have to let it go. Believe that we have what we need in our lives. When we believe in infinite intelligence, we believe the phenomena of nature, and we believe the highest morality. Those are things we believe in. We believe in those. We believe those are happening. Now, when we believe in the highest morality, that isn't contained in every single religion. No matter what religion you study, no matter what religion you go into, that is part of the religion. The golden rule. It's in every single religion that you can go into. It's there. It's placed somewhere. Maybe worded a little differently, but it's there. It's what you put out, you will receive back. And it's the thoughts and the vibrations within our lives of what we believe that we deserve. That's what feeds back into our vibration. That's what feeds back into our auric field. And if we believe that things are going to happen, well, probably going to happen. I've told people my whole life, I've been doing readings since I've been 4 years old. I've been doing it for a while. The question is, I've never protected myself. Never have. I've asked my highest the best. That's it. Because I believe that I have enough protection going on around me that I don't have to protect myself. If my mind goes that I'm going to attract something that's not good for me, my mind has already gone there. I can't bring it back. It has traveled to that vibration that I might attract something, so I better protect myself. I'm not going somewhere where I'm not going to attract something that I don't, my highest and best. So spirits and my people, the guides, the people that we have around us, will protect me. They will protect me from any direction I need to go. And we have to realize that we are protected. We are guided in our lives. It is never, we think that we're all in free will and choice through our lives. You might as well scratch that off your book. You're not. We pick our destinies long before we get here. We pick these vibrations in our lives, the people, the vibrations we're supposed to come in contact with. Those have already been picked for us. That will stop along the road. But the journey to that vibration, that is our free will and choice. It's how we arrive to where we're going to be. That's what you look at, is how are you arriving. You're going to eventually get there. How do you arrive there? And we have to, let's say, affirm where we want to be in our lives. We do all these affirmings in our lives, but what is your personal affirmment in your life? What are you firming up within your life? Be prosperous, be healthy, have good relationships, have a good place to live, have good friendships, have good people in your life. What are you firming up in your life? If your life's a little crazy, then you just let it go. I was pastor of the Kobe Temple for a while. Got a little crazy for me, a little crazy, so I'm no longer a pastor. I get to go play a little bit now. So I just kind of move things. I rearrange things to allow me to move to a higher sense of consciousness. We have to always bless people on their path. No matter what path they're on, that's the journey, that is the vibration they took. For us to say, oh, I don't like that, oh, let them be. You can always tell that on Facebook. If you write something on Facebook, or you'll have 25 people tell you, whoa. So I try to not write too much on Facebook. I leave it alone. I just allow people just to be who they are. And you get a chuckle every once in a while of how things feed off into the negativity once somebody says something, and it just kind of wanders off into negativity very quickly. And the same thing with our personal lives. If we allow it, our lives will move into this negativity within our vibration. We have to watch that and bring ourselves back to center. Bring ourselves back to balance. If you do that, then you always bring yourself back. When I was a kid, we had candles in our house, and my mother used to set us and set that candle right there in front of us. My brothers would wander off, but I tried to focus my intent on that candle. And every time my vibration would waver from that candle, I would bring it back. I would bring it back to the candle. Now, after many years of doing that, my mind never wavers from the candle anymore. It stays focused in that direction. So I have focused my attention of where I feel like I need to be. And usually mediumship work, spiritualism, it's work. It's work. People say, well, I'm a spiritualist. Well, being a spiritualist is a little bit of work. Because first of all, we can't blame anybody for what's going on in our lives. Can't blame the devil, can't blame anybody, it's ours. It's we've got to take responsibility and move on. It's our responsibility. As spiritualists, we believe that it's us. And we're forging our life through. We don't have these things in our lives that are supposed to throw us off balance. We just get in with a group of people that are a little bit crazy and unmedicated. That's all. So we have to kind of figure out if we want to stay there, if we want to stay within that group of individuals, or move to a different vibration, or get ourselves a different view. So your life isn't supposed to be bad. It's supposed to be awesome. Because my grandmother made those bags. She made it with all this care, and she'd make little feathers on them and do all this stuff. So we would have this very personal bag just for us. So we could go out and fill our own personal bag, because it didn't look like my brother's bags. It was my personal bag, my grandmother's bags. And what I put in it was not what my brothers picked up. I picked up something totally different than what they would have picked up. I made it personal to me. And your life is personal to you. It's what you believe that you need in that bag. And when you do your visualization or your traveling or your visualizations in your life, visualize a compartment or a bag here next to your heart chakra and fill it with what you feel you can personally accept in your life. If you can't accept it, there's no reason for you to put it in there. Because if you can't take it to heart and take it to that vibration, you're never going to see it. You're never going to envision that in your life unless you put it there and you believe that it can happen. I told somebody not too long ago, I said, when we bought a house out in Castiga, it was Gladys Cousins and Kenneth Cousins. I think at one time they would come up to this church, they would come up here. But they were in that house, and Gladys had already passed, and she goes, Kiddes is going to call you in 15 minutes. You buy my house. And she appeared at my house in spirit. I go, okay. So Kenneth calls. 10 minutes later, I tell him I'm going to buy his house. My wife goes, you're crazy. We have no money to buy that house. What are you, nuts? I said, no. Spirit said I was supposed to buy it, so we're good. And it was getting close to, we had to go get the money. We'd have to go sign the contract for the house. A friend of mine won the lottery. She said, what do you need, Lou? I said, well, I'm going to buy a house. She goes, how much money do you need? I told her. She said, oh, no problem. She wrote me a check, gave me the money. I walked into closing with no money down, and I walked out of closing with a house with $5,000 in my pocket. And it's the way of truly believing that it is going to be what you believe it's going to be, no matter what's going on in your life. Whether you're in bad health, your situations are not going well in your life, don't see it as this negative situation within your life, but see it as a positive direction within your life. Positive direction. Because we have to believe that it's going to happen the way Spirit believes it's going to happen, but at a better rate. And I always tell people, think higher, think bigger. Don't think low, don't think at this level. Think higher, think bigger. Because Spirit's got something bigger planned for you. When I bought that brand new Cadillac out there, I said, I can't afford $40,000 for a car. That's craziness. I walked the lot. The guy said, don't worry about it. I got a demonstrator in the back. It's got 25 miles on it. We'll give it to you for $24,000. Got a new Cadillac. The question is, I have to believe that Spirit's got my best at heart. And when you do that, when you affirm that within your vibration, affirm it out, then you have to say, and do your affirmations, do your affirming within your life. Do that. Affirm. You should spend I spend 15 minutes a day affirming things in my life. Affirming. Sitting, doing my affirmations, doing my stuff, 15 minutes a day. Or do it 3 times a day. 3 times a day, 5 minutes every time you do it. Do it 3 times a day. But do it at some part during the day. Do your affirmations. Sit and be quiet and do your affirmations. And wish everybody around you well. Because if you're wishing somebody else wrong, they might be wishing you wrong. So wish blessings to everyone. That everyone prospers. Everyone does what they need to do. And then blessings will start to pour into your vibration. Because I want people, because we're going through a time now that everybody is, there's a lot of craziness going on now. But if we believe in the craziness and we feed into that, then we allow ourselves to travel in that direction. But if we feed ourselves into another direction, allowing ourselves to be more responsible for ourselves, then we move in that direction, that higher sense of consciousness. Because when my father used to tell me, he used to be this Baptist man, he used to tell me, fall short of the glory of God. There's only one way to the spirit world, and you're not on it, dear. I said, what road do I need to get on? He goes, well, I can't really tell you what road it is, but you're not on the right road. So I always try to find different religions in my life to try to figure out what road fit me. So I was Baptist for a while, I was Methodist, I was Pentecostal for a while. Did Taoism, did Buddhism, stayed in a monastery for a while, did all kinds of stuff. Then I always came back to spiritualism because it was what gave me the responsibility to find my own path. I didn't have to trust a guru, didn't have to trust somebody to tell me what my path was. I got to find my own path. But I had teachers along the way that would help and encourage encourage me, help and encourage me on my journey. And that's what you have to realize. You have teachers that will arrive in your life to encourage you on your journey. They are not to be your gurus, not to be your like, oh. No. They are there to help you, to give you something. Many years ago when I was in Tibet, along the roadway up into the Himalayas, there are stopping parts along the way. About every 9 miles, you can pick up vegetables, you can pick up fruits to eat, you can pick up water on your journey. As you move up into the Himalayas, you can walk. And there's monasteries that you can go stay at and go meditate and sit and get quiet. So I always remember that along the way, when you're there, on my spiritual journey, along the way, there's always a refreshment stand to refresh what's going on in my life, to sit quietly for a moment and take heed of what was going on in my life for the last few years. Take stock, figure out what I need, then move forward again. We keep heading down a path that doesn't work for us. It's harder to walk backwards than it is to walk frontwards. It just is. It's harder to back up down on a path than it is to walk down a path. So stop every once in a while. Look at your life. Figure out what's best for you. What do you sense? Not what people are telling you. What do you feel? Then you have to change those thoughts, that vibration, that thought in your head. We talk about thoughts. Things are thoughts, different things are vibrations. It's what you're thinking, what you're putting out, what you receive, the affirmations, the proclamations we do in our lives, what you really want in your life. But if you're telling yourself something in your life, say, oh, I really like that, I really want that. But that little voice in your head, that little squirrel running around in that little cage goes, no. That is the voice you have to change. You have to keep talking to it. You have to say, no. I deserve my divine and highest best. All is in divine order. Whatever's going on, everything is in divine order. I deserve my highest and divine best. Quiet the voice, so that the voice will eventually get quiet. I've been working at this for years. That voice still talks every once in a while. I have to think, no. No. And you got to take it serious when you get married and you have somebody in your life. You've got to follow their crazy family too. So, so now you got them. You got all that energy going on. So now you don't know if you should move forward, or they're going to come with you, or should you drag him, should you duct tape them, should you throw them in a trunk, what should you do? You don't know. You just know you'd like to be there, but they're going, no. I laughed my wife, I think I'm supposed to be up in Maine part-time, working the spiritualist camps up there, and she looked at me and go, I'm not going to Maine. No. So I have to revise my thought. Well, she's not coming. I laughed one year I was up there, and the old spiritualist ladies were around the campfire. We were doing ember readings, and my wife called. She goes, you up in Maine? I said, yes, I am. And she goes, well, I'm not coming up there. And this lady reached over, touched my hand, and said, don't worry about it, dear. We'll take care of you. I said, you better come up here. So we have these vibrations in our lives that we have to kind of rearrange every once in a while to pull certain people with us, or to get them on the same page with us. Kind of pull them in on our page, or we give up some stuff to be on their page so we can, where two or more gathered, there I am. So if you have a couple together, there's two or more gathered, there I am. So if you're both on the same path, you're moving. You're giving that extra energy to where you need to be. But you have to trust that you deserve it. I have so many clients that I've done in my life that people, they don't believe they deserve it. They don't believe that they're supposed to have that. That's, no. You don't know my life, Lou. It's what I've gone through. I always tell people have gone through something worse than you. Worse than you? Yours is like a cakewalk compared to somebody people's other lives. And you have to realize that you were meant to follow this journey, but not the journey that you might be on now. You can always trade up. You can move to a different path. You can head off on a different journey. You're still going to get to the destination that you're supposed to be at. But why end up being dragged? Why end up being pulled there? Why not ride in a limo with your feet out the window? Why not? But there's a reason why I can't get there in a different way. Because we don't have to follow a path because somebody tells us that's already our path. If I would have followed my father's path, I would have been with Billy Graham, and I would have been a televangelist. If I would have followed my father's path. And I was very good at the Bible. I was very good. I know what the Bible is. I know how to be an evangelist. I don't do that quite well. But the question is it wasn't my path. It wasn't a journey that I wanted to take. But you have to realize that you have to take yourself, stop, take heed of what's in your life. Ask yourself, is where you are right now good for you? I have a lot of clients who go, oh, those, I never want to do that cycle again. Oh my God, oh, that was awful. And sure enough, they're heading down the same road again. They haven't changed the cycle. They don't want to repeat it, but they're going down the same road again. They're going down the same vibration. If you can look in your life and say, that was okay, that was all right. Let's do a little better this time. Let's just trade up a little bit more. But if you have to look at your life and go, oh my God, that was awful. Oh, geez, oh. You need to regroup. You need to rebalance here. You need to talk. I tell them you have to have a come to Jesus moment with your guides. You got to come to Jesus moment here. Let's go. You got to talk to them. Because if you don't, they'll go, oh, you must like it. You must like what's coming on. Okay, we'll give you a little bit more of that. You have to tell them. Guides have a sense of humor. Remember that. They have a sense of humor. They got a little clown car over there with about 6 or 7 clowns in it. Sense of humor. So if you don't tell them, they go, we got something for you. And then we end up in a situation where we go, this isn't good for us. Remember, I tell people, most of your relatives are drive-by relatives. What I mean by that, keep your windows up, keep your doors locked, drive by, wave. Do not pull in the driveway, because craziness goes on when you pull in the driveway. Drive by, wave, smile, drive by. Because sometimes we don't need to play with relatives. You might have been born in a family, doesn't mean you're born of the family. Doesn't mean that you're people. You might have been there just for a moment, but not to be your people. Sometimes you need to run away. And sometimes we just get ourselves caught in the whole family drama situation that tears us down, that puts us in a situation, oh, my kids don't love me. I tell people, my kids don't love me anymore. Oh, go out to the children's home. A lot of those kids out there would just love you. All my parents don't talk to me. Oh, a lot of grandparents out there would love to talk to you, be really good to you. Don't worry about them. I mean, if you don't look at it, a watched pot never boils. Keep watching something. Leave it alone. Walk away. They'll find you. Your kids will start talking to you again because you're not paying attention to them anymore. You're off doing something else. Have fun in your life. Enjoy your life. You're on this journey. You might have to come back. You might have to do other things. I don't know. But this is your life. It starts today. What do you want to do? You don't want to be your whole miserable life, get to the other side and go, oh, that was just miserable. The guy said, oh, we got some more miserable over here too. So have fun. Enjoy yourself. Tell your guides that you deserve your highest and best and you're true divine. You are divine. What she was saying, we are divine. We are divine. We are the spark of God. And we deserve the highest and best. But when you're driving down the road, don't picture yourself in an old beat up Volkswagen, but picture yourself in a brand new limousine heading off to where you need to be. With everything that you personally need in your pack. When I used to travel in the Himalayas, I would have my pack full of stuff. enough to last me to wherever I wanted to go on the path until I got to the next stand. So remember, when you're packing up, pack up what you need, not what other people think you need. They might not like you as much as you like yourself. So pack up exactly what you feel like you personally need, and if you're supposed to have more, Spirit will give it to you. Then head down the path of what you personally deserve, you personally feel you deserve. And I just want to say that to people, because I have so many people that are down on themselves. No, 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 no. Look at higher ground. Go to higher ground. Don't stay where you are. If you're not happy where you are, go to higher ground and start affirming that higher ground. And pretty soon, that higher ground will arrive. It will. And I want to thank you.